Welcome into the Ticket Punchers here, Thursday, June 25th. Roman Kelly, your host, coming to you live here with Curtis Phillips Jr., aka Philly Picks, my co-host here on the show. All things sports betting, all things handicapping in the Kentuckiana area. Jesus, Curtis, completely fluffed that one up right at the start of the show. The Kentuckiana area. Well, God, we're the best handicappers in the Kentuckiana area, and I can't even say it. But nevertheless, Philly Picks, welcome back. Had a couple of days off, had to get some things in order with the Bats games, had an early game, late game, and whatnot. But we're back. We're here. We're live, and there is a lot to discuss. Philly Picks rocking the PRP shirt. Y'all know that is a PRP baseball legend you have here on the Ticket Puncher Show. I'm not sure how many people know that. Philly Picks, and we got to let them know whenever we have the opportunity. Also sporting the Miami Heat bucket hat because the Miami Heat have had a change, have had a shift in the organization, and Pat Riley has done it again. Giannis Antetokounmpo headed to Miami in exchange for Tyler Hero. I'm just kidding. In exchange for a lot, there was a lot of players, a lot of picks on the move in that deal. Excited to see who Miami throws out there on the floor. I don't know if you think they have a kind of like I think there's a set starting five, but I still think that they're going to do a lot in free agency and maybe not be done making trades as well if they have some more up there in the chest that we don't know about. But Curtis, let's just start right there before we get into our World Cup talk, and we will end the show with some NBA talk as well because there are a lot of odds and lines I want to look at. How are you feeling about your Heat? How are you feeling about Pat Riley? Feels like he's been sitting on his ass for like 4 straight years now. Even through having Jimmy Butler, like showing that you didn't have enough and not doing more to get players to put alongside Jimmy Butler, just trusting Eric's going to keep getting the most out of everybody year in and year out. Feeling like you've gotten the foundation now of a core that can do something. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, I'm feeling very confident about my Miami Heat. Obviously, sucks for Tyler Hero to go, but you kind of figured he'd be part of the trade talks and he'd probably be the one gone, and you build around Bam and bring another star in. So although, we gave up a lot in the trade, I do love the acquisition of Giannis. Said it last week on the In and Out show. He was coming to Miami. Knew we'd have a lot to offer there. So it seems like every 3 to 5 years we get a big star. Last it was Jimmy. For that, LeBron, obviously, getting Wade in the draft. So every few years we're making that big move. So Giannis, obviously a huge deal. We've been wondering since midseason where Giannis would land. I don't know if a lot of people had Miami on their drawing board. So very excited there. And honestly, people might not think Bucks got a lot back, but honestly, I kind of like what the Bucks are doing here. Obviously, you need that star to get over the hump, but I mean, right now you have a lot of good pieces. I like what they did in the draft. Got Braden Berry, the freshman from Arizona. Got Nate Ament, who I'm high on. I know a lot of people aren't high on.
I am as well.
The guy, he's 19. You can say he's soft and whatever. He can still. There's still room for improvement, but you saw the end of the year at Tennessee. Like, this guy has a lot of potential. So I do love the Nate Ament pick up there. I think he could be one of the sleepers in this draft, so to speak. And then obviously you have Hero, a guy that's from Milwaukee area that I think if he stays in Milwaukee, I think he's going to give it his all there. And we've already seen him be an all-star. I think that's a huge acquisition. Khalil Ware, a guy that's entering his prime, could be, borderline superstar. And then you get a lot of picks as well. So we gave up 3 first-round picks. So don't know, who else you may get in that package with the Bucks there. As far as my Heat, I think it's big for us. We need to get Norman Powell signed already. But our starting lineup, I think right now, going to be one of the best, just off paper right now. Maybe the top two, maybe the best defensive starting lineup in the whole entire NBA, where you get from Davion Mitchell, a guy that can lock down a point guard. If we assign Norman Powell, that might be our weakest link on the defending end. Wiggins, and we know what Giannis and Bam can do. Two first team NBA all defensive teams multiple times for both of them. So I would like to get some more shooting. I like the acquisition of Ryan Conwell from our Louisville Cardinals. Huge.
Yes, sir.
Very excited about that.
Javon Hadley too, right on the exhibit 10.
Hadley, we got two Louisvilles turning into Heat players, so that's huge. I love that for my Miami Heat. I like Pele.
Shout out Ryan Conwell. Shout out Javon Hadley doing their thing in the draft process and the workout process and the scrimmaging process to get to the next level, man. We weren't sure on kind of where Ryan would fall. We weren't sure how things would look for Javon, and the fact that they've already kind of gotten into those spots, which is that early, that quickly on the Javon side, that's super huge. That's awesome.
For sure. And Javon, I think he fits perfect with Heat culture. A guy that can do everything. He might not give you 15 and 10 in the NBA, but he's a guy that can do everything on the floor. So
I think coming to give you a solid 6 and 3 over a 20-minute stretch and defend
skills in a block. You know what I'm saying? So Javon, I think that's perfect Heat culture. A guy like Conwell, a guy that can really shoot. That's what we need right now with the guys that we gave up. So I think we're headed in the right direction. Got Bobby Portis as well, huge pickup. So.
And if you're Ryan Conwell, Philly, I mean, you're got to be thinking like, shit, if I go do my thing, there's not a lot of guards at the moment, that are going to stop me from getting minutes. So
for sure,
the kind of guy I can see by December coming in and playing 5, 6, 7 minutes a game.
For sure. I'm feeling very confident. I can get through that Eastern Conference next year. I'm feeling confident with just the way the roster starts. Obviously, I see how it's going to play out. But I'm very excited. I'll be ordering my Giannis jersey before the season starts. So,
love that, Curtis. I'm glad you're excited. I'm excited for the Lakers. We've signed Austin Reeves to a long-term deal, which feels good. There's the stipulations that come with that because now you're forced to go and have a defensive mindset in free agency now, which is fine. It's just it kind of forces your hand a little bit. You wanted shooting and you wanted finishing at the rim. Yeah, whoever you go and grab also has to be able to defend in those spots now because you've got Luka and AR planning to be in your starting lineup. You kind of need LeBron back as that third piece if it's going to be on a 1 year kind of a situation. So we're in a weird spot. Rob didn't do enough, but I like the addition of Cameron Carr. I like the couple of additions of the guys that we've got coming in for the summer. Robbie Avila. He'll be on the summer league squad. There should be a little bit of fun. Not a lot of guys I'm planning to have like an extremely high NBA ceiling, but still, Cameron Carr is the kind of guy come in and play right away. But it just sucks that like your team was in a spot where you needed someone who could play right away in the draft. Like that's where the Lakers were. But you've got the foundation of the scoring and what I think is the toughest scorer in the league to defend in Luka. I don't think there's any kind of defender you can put on him and he can score on them in every kind of way, right? That's, maybe not the best shooter, maybe not the best slasher, but Philly, he's still the best at doing it all in terms of just putting the ball in the basket. When 3-point, 3 level, mid-range, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line, setting others up once you start doubling. He's a pure 30 per game. Austin's a pure 25 per game. Both are cones defensively. So JJ's got his hands full. We'll get more into the R2 team specifically. LaMelo Ball headed to the Timberwolves. That will be a little bit of when we look at some odds later, we're going to take a gander at some of that there because, I mean, we can already bet Western Conference Finals teams, I believe, Curtis. And Ant's already gotten there once. You look at what he's needed, what it's shown that you've needed, if your foundation is already a one strong guard defensively, offensively in the playoffs, how that can be defended, right? How that can be stopped when you're limited offensively. Outside of that, you need that other creator there. Julius Randle was not enough. You shipped him away. You brought in some capital and some things you can operate with from that. And then you've also went and got LaMelo Ball now. I don't think this is like needle moving for a championship team. But when you're talking about Ant being at the helm and having a competent piece alongside of him in the backcourt who can also go and give you 30, but can give you a triple-double, but can give you 20 assists, that's the kind of guy that he needed alongside of him. Mike Conley, wasn't that, and Randall was not what Cat was. So we're going to take a look at those odds. But Curtis, the World Cup has proven to be probably, I don't want to say this, I don't want to sound like the dumb idiot American, but this has been one of the more exciting group stages we've had. I'm not going to say ever, but when you talk about the star play and you talk about the star power being on display, you're getting it. You have been getting it this World Cup. I think the expansion has led to a lot of minutes of the World Cup so far that have been a lack of quality in the play, because it's two average teams going at it, right? And a couple more of those kinds of draw and matchups happening. But with that being said, I still think that you have seen the stars come out and you've seen still a lot of fun, exciting storylines. I mean, Curtis, we just had Ivory Coast go up 2-0 and defeat Curacao, and that it kind of was expected, but it's just like Ivory Coast doing what they do. Germany just lost, and it's not going to matter now. It wasn't going to matter just because of the point situation, but you could have had an interesting situation if Ivory Coast would have just lost that, right? Ecuador would have slipped in, so there's always still fun happening on the last day of the group stage, or the last games of the group stages being played. Japan, Sweden gonna play as well. We'll have Tunisia and Netherlands, Paraguay, Australia tonight, and then the boys in action, Curtis, and let's jump right into it. USA, Turkey, -125. I mean, I'm feeling pretty good about what we've seen so far. I know that when you're talking about a potential lineup change going into tonight, there's obviously always that chance, right, Curtis? You're not going to have your main key guys out there. It's going to be guys that are maybe in a couple like different spots position wise and doing a couple of different things role wise. I still feel good about the fellas. I still feel good about our chances tonight. But with that being said, Turkey is no pushover. Have you gone into a dig on the USA Turkey matchup tonight?
Yeah, I've gone into a dig, but I don't think I'm dropping anything official. More so of a watch game. Obviously, USA, not too much to play for in this one. Turkey side, not that great. I was leaning towards under. That was my only play here. The under 2.5, a little bit plus money. I haven't seen the lineups, but I wouldn't assume USA will be throwing all their starters in there. Did we get on word if Pulisic is back in this one or not?
I don't believe we haven't yet, but I don't believe he will be.
Yeah, I don't expect a lot of goals here. Turkey they have not been great this World Cup, and USA, we saw last week, get up to a 2-0 lead to start off and kind of played the more possession game. So I don't expect too many goals to be scored in here, but I'm not dropping anything official.
I'm not mad at that. I can understand that. I'm going to drop one official. I want to see if I can get a confirmed lineup or a confirmed potential lineup, right? If you can get a confirmed potential, it's 6 though. And I doubt we get one, if I'm being honest. We know Balogun will not be starting. It seems like Robinson, Richards, Tyler Adams won't be starting because of yellow card issues. So if any of them picked up one today, they would be suspended for the next match. So it makes sense why you wouldn't go with the start there. I've had some people try to predict it. I feel like there's a good chance we get Reyna, Weah, Tillman. I think McKinney starts, if I'm being honest. Berhalter probably does, but what we're gonna play, I think, is just some fun plus money. And I can get Giovanni Reyna at plus 110 to get a shot on target. I'm going to take Giovanni Reyna at plus 110 to get a shot on target. You feel me? Because if he's starting in this one, I still think we get the chances. He'll be making the runs out wide. Yes, there's obviously the risk factor in him not playing a lot or the full portion of this game that you would want when you're playing something like that on a game where USA can kind of sit back a little bit. I don't expect us to sit back. I expect us to get creative and try new things we haven't tried, and obviously play players more minutes who haven't played as many too. So that is why it does get tough to bet this game. As you mentioned, Curtis, not going to be dropping any officials, but we are going to drop the 1+ on the shots on target for Mr. Giovanni Reyna in this one at 10 p.m. tonight. We can catch that at plus 110. They've got straight betting boost currently right now. If you're interested in taking a fun straight bet and maybe throwing a little bit more, some people let their boost options get them up to wagering a lot. They don't ever let me wager a lot on my boost options. Curtis, welcome back in. I know you had to step away for just a moment. We're taking Giovanni Reyna. What? 1+ shots on target at plus 110 in this one tonight. I have every prediction of a lineup that I see has him in it. So I think Pepe may start tonight. And if Pepe starts, we probably play at any time goal after the game goes live, Curtis. Maybe see if I can get 10, 15 minutes into it and live bet a Pepe goal if he's in the starting lineup. But with that being said, I do believe Reyna starts. He seems like he's going to be he seems to be the consistent prediction everywhere we look. So I'm going to play that. With that being said, I don't love any direct outcome in any of these games tonight. I like Netherlands to win, but obviously you're not going to get crazy money line there. And I don't love the -1.5, if I'm being honest. I do think that I'm going to take Japan to win straight up. I expect them to be one of the top 2 teams in this group, Curtis. They can probably draw and be okay tonight, if I'm being honest, just because I expect Netherlands to get the job done at the top spot. Well, with that being said, I feel like Japan wants to not even risk it. You know that they've got an opportunity here to ensure that themselves that they can be pretty safe, and I think they're going to try to go after it. So I do like Japan to win, but I can't go official punch on that one. Now, with that being said, something in me does want to play the under in that one just because it is 2 teams battling for that second spot, Curtis. And that always kind of gives me, you play a risk on a bunch of goals, but I still, like, for me, the instinct on that is to play the under. 2.5 at -102. If you could boost that up as well, if you wanted to, that's something we'll jab. We're probably going to play a jab on that one just to plump something we play at about a half unit or a fourth of a unit. We'll go ahead and jab the Japan Sweden under 2.5 total goals.
Isn't Japan? Can't they still? They can still win the group, right?
Yeah. If Netherlands draws and if Netherlands draws or loses, and Japan wins, even I believe. Yeah, because let's look at the table for them. Yeah, Japan and Netherlands are tied at 4 points apiece.
It comes a point differential. So, yeah.
And the goal differential right now is the same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So,
who won that head-to-head? Did they already play?
2-2. It was 2-2.
That was the draw. That was the draw in the group. You're right. It was just 2-2. So, that's like that. I mean, that makes me think that, like, Japan's coming out with that action. You know what I'm saying, Curtis? Obviously, you can never guarantee it, but they had a couple of guys not make the team that were kind of huge to them, what they wanted to do, and they've responded well to that. I think that they're going to probably knock off Sweden. I expect Netherlands to knock off Tunisia, and both of those 2 teams to kind of stay at the top. So we're going to, at plus money, for another slight jab, we'll go ahead and play Japan money line. Actually, I'm rocking with the guys. I'm going to go Japan straight up, Curtis, as an official. If I'm going to jab in a money, there's no point in jabbing a money line. I almost feel like these days jabs are more so for big plus money player props or for big underdogs on a money line potentially, or a spread to cover, right? Like we jabbed a lot of underdogs in college football all season long on the spread, but I'm not going to jab this one. This is the World Cup. This is what the fun is for. Japan money line at plus 120. I called the Ivory Coast money line correctly, and I did not call Germany Ecuador correctly. Got that one wrong. So we'll see if we flip flop on this one, which makes me think, like, do we play the Netherlands? Do we play the Tunisia double chance just in case?
Not at all.
Okay. All right. Just glad you said that, Curtis. Glad you said that. Give us some officials that you've got on the day, wherever they're at, Curtis.
Yeah, I didn't have any in the two early games in the World Cup. Didn't really know how they was going to go. I had some parlay pieces that are looking solid right now, but going to that Japan-Sweden game, obviously Japan and Netherlands both needing point differential to win their group today. And I like both teams to score in this game. Japan, Sweden, don't know those odds, but I like Japan team total over 1.5, even better. Got this at minus 115 early this morning. Going up against Sweden, who's attack. I know they want to go up against Netherlands, but attack did not look, or defensively did not look good versus that Netherlands team, conceding 5 goals. And they even gave up a goal to Tunisia that's not that great offensively. In Japan, I know they have a few injuries, but scoring 6 goals in their first 2 games, I think they'll definitely be eager to score in this one. So I like Japan team total over 1.5. I also like Netherlands team total over 3.5. I got this at plus 135. I know that looks a little bit steep, but this Netherlands team looks like one of the more dangerous teams in this tournament here. Scoring 7 goals in the first 2 games, and yeah, their attack looks very, very dangerous. In Tunisia, they've conceded 9 goals in 2 games. That's 4.5 per game. I think they're in huge trouble versus this Netherlands team. Like I said, both Japan and Netherlands need goals to win their group stage. So I think both of them get goals tonight. So Netherlands team total over 3.5 plus 135, and Japan team total over 1.5 at minus 115 in the World Cup. So
I like that. I'm going to play the Japan money line with you, and I do think that Netherlands wins. I don't, Tunisia, they know they're out. They know they're down and out. So that's kind of what's tough about that one. Do they get up 1 or 2-0 and maybe not run rampant on them, Curtis, or do they maybe kind of pull some guys early? It's the only thing I worry about with Netherlands, but I do like them to kind of handle business and win by 2 goals
I think they keep their foot on the gas personally.
I like it. That's a pretty good set of punches there that we've just given out. When you're looking at some plus money action, and especially if you're parlaying tonight, I do think USA wins as well, Curtis. I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I do think that the USA wins. I think they can keep the story and electricity alive into the knockout stages. Not that the story would be not alive if they lost, but the actual hype, whoa, wait a minute, can we win it all type of thoughts and feelings that are starting to happen a little bit irrationally in some cases, but that's kind of what I mean around that. Did you have anything else for us, Curtis?
I got some MLB punches.
Couple MLB punches. I figured you'd have not the longest slate for tonight, but there's some games. What you got for us?
Yeah, Troy Melton on the bump for the Tigers has looked pretty solid, especially at home this season. Has a 2.56 ERA going against forget how to pronounce his name, the Asian for the Astros, Ame. And
or whatever.
Yeah, he's rocking a 6.5 or 6.15 ERA on the season. And really, outside of if he's not pitching indoor at home or indoor in another stadium, Roman, he simply just has not been that great this season. So he's been allowing a lot of runs on the road. Like I said, if it's not indoors, this will not be indoors playing at Comerica Park in Detroit. And Detroit has been really good versus righties in the month of June here. So I think the Tigers can get some runs off of eBay tonight. So I like the Tigers on the money line at minus 114. I also like the Yankees race to 4 runs going up against their rival in Fenway at the Red Sox.
Yep.
Yankees pitching Schlittler, one of the Cy Young leader candidates in the AL, and he's just simply not giving up runs at all. 0, 1, 1, had a blow-up start where he allowed 4, but 1 before that. He's been excellent this season. And Red Sox, they just been unimpressive the whole entire season, especially at home. They actually have a better away record, I believe, than they do at Fenway this season. Yeah, they're 13 games under 500 at home. And Yankees, I know their lineup has been inconsistent, but I think they can get to Conley early to get at least 4 runs. And yeah, like I said, I don't expect Red Sox to get the 4 runs tonight. So really, I think I'm just banking on the Yankees to get the 4 runs because I don't think the Red Sox get there. So Yankees race the 4 runs. Got this at -110. And then I'm on one more play for the night, Roman. And I'm going to that Diamondbacks Cardinals game. Wanted the first 5 over. It's a little bit juice, so I'm gonna just rock with the full game. Not good starting pitchers and really not good bullpens on either side. Zach Gallen has really, really struggled this year, especially on the road. 7 ERA on the road. I mean, his last 5 starts, 9 earned runs, 3 earned runs, 4, 4, 5, with so many hits. So yeah, I definitely think Zach Gallen gives up a lot of runs, and Michael McGreevy. He's been better at home, but he's coming off one of his worst starts, allowing 5 runs. He's allowed 2 or more runs in his last 5. So I think it's going to be runs in this Diamondbacks and Cardinals game. So we're going to take the over 9 runs in this one. If you get 9, it's a push. Get 10, we cash. So Diamondbacks Cardinals over 9 at -105. So I really love all those 3 plays in the MLB slate.
I like it. I got one in the MLB for today, Curtis. Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 Ks going up against the Blue Jays. I think that, he hovers around this. There's a chance he covers this every single time he touches the mound. It's just a matter of him getting to that 3rd and getting to that 4th before that 6th inning kind of comes into play and not allowing too many runs early, which I think he's going to do. That those Blue Jays like to swing that bat. So we're going to take him at over 4.5 Ks to get that 5th at -170 tonight, Curtis. And I've got to play for the morning as well. Interesting one here. We've got a ATP Eastburn matchup. And I want to bet the number of sets in this because it's Jack Draper going up against Ugo Humbert. And if Draper's the favorite, Curtis, I believe that there's going to be a plus money. Yes, over 2.5 sets is +120. So even if Draper can win this and it go into 3 sets very, very easily, I think it's going to happen. I think that these 2 guys are pretty evenly matched. I don't see Ugo getting swept by Draper like that. Give me the over 2.5 total sets at +120 for Draper versus Ugo.
I get.
I like it as well, Curtis. I like it as well. All right. I hate that we're kind of against each other on a play. I will say that I'm kind of feeling that like I've already played the Netherlands Tunisia under 3.5 total goals. So unless Netherlands wins, like a Netherlands 3-0 win is the only way we both cover that.
No, I need 4. Netherlands 4.
You need 4. Ah, Curtis. I hate it.
It's all good, bro.
And you didn't like the -2.5?
I did. I didn't see. Well, I didn't really see the juice on that one. I was just banking on. Wasn't banking on Netherlands defense. Although I mean, was it Tunisia? They haven't been that impressive on the offensive end, so I don't expect many goals out of them. I was just really banking on Netherlands to keep their offense attack going like it has been.
I feel it.
2.5
at -110, depending on where you look.
Oh, dang. I guess I do. I'll probably do like that a little bit better, but not mad at getting the plus money on 4 goals.
I'm not mad at either. It's probably super plus money. Let's see what we've got on FanDuel. I'm not getting a spread. I'm not seeing a spread here, but yeah, I mean, I like them to win. I like them to win, score multiple goals in this one. I'm just thinking it's probably going to be like a 2-0 win, maybe like a 2-1 win, maybe when I predicted it, even like a 3-0 potential win, because I don't think they're going to let Tunisia, however you want to say it, score. But nevertheless, that's all. That's it. That's all I've got, Curtis. We're rocking Giovanni Reyna 1+ shot for plus money, Japan money line for plus money, Mackenzie Gore over 4.5 Ks for our only minus prop at minus 170, and we've got Draper Ugo over 2.5 sets tomorrow morning at plus money. Bunch of plus money on the like. If we go 2 and 4 on the night, we're gonna be a profiting night. So feeling good about that. Loving what we've got on the board for tonight. We've already placed everything, and that's gonna be it for us here for me, Curtis. What else? Anything else you want to punch? Anything else you want to jab?
No more jabs, no more punches, I believe, for tonight for me. Nope.
Sounds good. Well, this has been the Ticket Punchers here on the Real Spiel Podcast channel. We appreciate you guys tuning in. Appreciate you guys listening today. Sorry for the late upload, late stream today, but we're doing it. We're doing it as often as we can. Every day is with a plan. Monday through Friday, 5 to 6. So like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy. And Curtis, without further ado, let them know.
Let's go punch those tickets.
Let's go punch those tickets. Go USA. USA money line. Even if we don't bet it, we bet it.
Right.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thank you all.
Sure.